tried many systems, as many people have, lost money. I was quite frustrated at the time, but I do believe that opportunity favors the prepared mind. I was looking for a specific type of individual, someone who had my personality, a mechanical mind. She said, I have just the man for you, and it was Ken Chow.
And here's one thing that's proven. Ken is a winner. Ken makes money constantly, probably every day. I mean, he's making profits. And if you want to be successful, you have to go with the winners. And right away I saw that Ken Chow was a winner.
When I'm making these trades, I don't feel like I'm gambling anymore. I feel like that I have a trading method that is going to make me some money, that is going to consistently put money in the bank for me.
The reason I like Ken Chow and his method is because you're not buying just another computerized system with signals and pretty colors on your computer screen, when to go long and when to go short. They certainly haven't worked for me, except one or two in a very short period of time, but the markets change and of course they fail. Ken teaches you how to read charts, and that's what happened for hundreds of years before computers were even invented.
With this company and with this product, you're not doing this alone. This is not like, for those of you who have tried businesses and what have you, you run out and buy some manuals and some tapes and you're sitting in the kitchen by yourself trying to get things going and there's nobody there to help you. This is quite the opposite.
I could tell Ken is the real deal and has a lot of credibility within the industry, to people that he talks to immediately, because you can tell he's a trader first and an educator second. He just struck me as had this very calm, very clear idea of what he wanted from the markets, and he's able to somehow relate that to people.
But if you're an independent thinker, if you like, to think and act for yourself, trading would be good, and superstructure trading is a good start, because Ken would really make sure, and he's the only one among I've seen all the speakers out there that personally also is involved in making me the best trader as I can be.
Ken's course fulfilled the last item on my bucket list. The last thing I wanted to do in my life was to learn how to trade a successful system and to be able to do it myself. Ken's course fulfilled that.
My name is Ken W. Chow. I started out as an engineer. Engineering was not very exciting. I kind of lost some interest in it. I wanted something much more exciting, and the trading world allows me to use some of my engineering logic to find out what really works in trading. With my engineering background, I looked at everything that makes sense. All the things that don't make sense, I throw right out the window. The market has no structure. It just goes on and on. It has no beginning, it has no end. You gotta give it some structure. And then with some of these filters and confirmation tools that I've developed, you give it not just structure, but a superstructure. You give it something that you can really have a way to make your trading decisions on. I was able to come up with a step-by-step methodology which is very powerful, which takes some work to learn, but I've had many students that I've taught this to that are doing fantastic.
You begin to be able to read the market. And once you're able to read the market, then you actually can find yourself running ahead of the market in anticipation of what's coming.
When it started clicking, I first started to make $400, $500 in a day, and then $1,000 in a day. And then for the past week, 3 days in a row, I made like almost $6,000. Unbelievable. A day like $2,400. Unbelievable. 2 days in a row like that.
As a beginning trader, you are more inclined to get into a trade and immediately jump out of the trade if you get ahead 1 or 2 points. That's still making money, but you will find that as you get more and more into this trading concept, you are more going to be wanting to hold that trade longer and longer and longer, and then looking for the exit points that Ken teaches you in the course before you start jumping out.
All of the elements in the superstructure that Ken, he's named it quite appropriately. The superstructure, it gives you not only the Fibonacci calculations, it also gives you the time range. It's aligning price and time. And with this, it's more predictive than guessing, I guess you might say, with some of these other systems. It is a predictive method. So when price reaches a certain level, expect a reaction, and you can know when and where to place your orders.
I made $27,000 in 1 week. You know, for me, that's like about 3 months of reporting to an 8-hour job. And I did this in a week with superstructure. And basically, what it entailed was analyzing a number of charts, a number of commodities, future contracts, looking for particular price structures that I recognize from my training as most probably gonna go in a particular direction.
With the webinars that we do twice a week as a student, every question you would ever have, you can ask Ken there in the live webinars, and the support is just fantastic.
You get not only the video, of course you learn so much about the videos, but more importantly it's the webinar that actually makes you whole as a trader, because you can attend once or twice a week webinar. Usually it runs for about an hour and a half, and he recaps the market.
Ken Chow has a very personal way of teaching. Although you're on a webinar with maybe 5, 6, sometimes 12 other students, you still feel that it's one-on-one.
He never gets excited. He explains it to them, and he handles them just beautifully. I've never ever seen him get angry at anybody or short or anything like that. He's just like a buddy, really.
He works the charts and he shows you by hand how to do this method completely. And if you have a question, you stop him right then and there and say, I don't understand this. Can you explain it more? And he will just go right through it until you do understand it. And that's any of us that are on there.
What particularly inspires me about this course is the fact that my dream of being able to fly aeroplanes again for a hobby that I used to do, not have to worry about staff, inventory, my wife spending hours on the computer doing invoicing, all these stressful, time-consuming things, especially in this economy of running a business. She sees that I've started to make money back, and her life is beginning to change through it, because she sees this big light at the end of the tunnel that eventually I'm going to end up making trading my full-time career, and she's going to have a very much happier life and will be able to do the things finally that we've always wanted to do.
This is something that has worked for me, and I'm quite certain you've heard it before. If it works for me, it'll work for anyone who applies themselves and who truly wants to pursue a dream that they have. And Ken is so personable that you can call him and talk to him, and he can explain something to you, and he will show you. And it's more than just a marketing company trying to sell you something. It's personal. It's mentor, a father-type figure, if you might say.
You have to understand that the people at Pacific Trading Academy as well as Ken want you to succeed. They're not there just to take your money and run away. They want you to be successful with this course.
I think trading is the world's greatest business. I think there is nothing better than trading, either futures trading, stock trading, or whatever else. I think that is the greatest business if you know what you're doing.
But now, I know I have this talent and this skill that has been developed by my putting in the time and the work and getting the understanding of the product, and with Ken Chow there to support me and to answer my questions and to give me the direction I need. Right now I feel like I can do anything. I can accomplish anything with my newfound business, the trading business, through Ken Chow, superstructure trading.
And since I discovered superstructure trading by Ken Chow, I think there's no comparison to all those other programs. So I really recommend, if you're watching this video right now, take it from me. I'm really speaking from my own personal experience, that if you put it right in your heart, put it in your brain as well, you can't go wrong with superstructure trading.
So you can try someone else, but I'll tell you what, I've tried quite a few people. This is the first guy that has actually really raised my motivation, got me excited about the markets again, okay? And I highly recommend them. I think if you want to get a product, you have to pay for it. That's the way it is. You get what you pay for.
I know that Ken Chow is the person that is going to change and has begun to change my life in trading. And I'm very much looking forward to stopping my business. And but when I achieve my goal, I hope that I shall have the chance of bringing Ken on board and thanking him personally.
So, I've been trading myself too for about 10 or 15, now it's close to 15 years in the markets. I started with Forex, but if I had to start all over again, I would definitely start with somebody like Ken or Ken himself, because I know that he really knows what it takes to be successful in the markets. And I've seen a lot of mentors come and go, or people that call themselves mentors, really just people trying to sell services. And it's very rare that you find somebody that is truly the real deal. And so Ken is definitely something I would recommend to anybody if they were trying to get into the markets and be successful at this long term.